Well, good morning, adventurers.
Good morning, y'all.
And welcome back to another perfectly sunny day down here in Key West, Florida.
Y'all, I think we found what just might be the coolest place we've ever stayed in all of our travels. Welcome to the floating tiki house. Hope he comes back because the swim to shore is going to be a long one.
That's a long one. I'm a decent swimmer, but not a great swimmer.
And there goes our lifeline.
Yep. Bye, society. We have officially arrived to our floating tiki house.
Not gonna lie, it's a little freaky.
Yeah, we're just out in the middle of the ocean. We're not quite sure how glamorous or unglamorous this is gonna be. Should we go inside?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay. They've had the AC going. There is AC. Oh my gosh! Okay, well this is way more adorable on the inside than I thought. It's still a tiki hut on the inside. They put the bamboo in here.
Yeah, for some reason I thought this was gonna be way more rough around the edges, but this is kind of swanky.
And with the vaulted ceilings, it feels very big. This is as big as our studio apartment was in San Francisco.
Yeah, somehow it feels bigger. Also, very, very clean and smells very nice in here. I don't know why, I expected it to smell like the sea or fish or I don't know.
Yeah, it's got some real wood. Are these real hardwood floors?
Yeah, not bad.
A huge bed. Okay, we'll give you guys a full tour in a bit, but first we're gonna get all settled, cool off, because I don't know if you can tell I got some sweat running down places I don't want it to be. Gonna crack a beer, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, it's time to open this place up a bit after a nice cold beer.
Well, this thing has a pretty excellent vibe when you open up all the doors. You get this 360 view of the ocean around you. But man, this is one heck of a front porch view, huh? It's been really fun sitting out here just watching all the activity on the water. There's boats riding all over the place. There's jet skis out in the distance. There's a guy parasailing off over there. Actually, not too far from us is this abandoned ship that's just sitting there overrun with birds. How does that happen? I don't get it.
And you can see some sandbars getting revealed over there. Low tide actually creates these channels that if you didn't know these waters, you could very easily get stranded out there.
These guys navigate right between them so they don't run aground. It's crazy. This is actually one of 2 tiki houses. The other one is right over there. I can see it from here, but that one's a little bit smaller and not as grand as this one.
That's why this one is called the Grand Tiki Suite.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. But man, if you look from above, you can see just how isolated we are. We are really on our own out here. The tiki house is anchored, but it just kind of like spins on that anchor. And it has spun right in front of the sun. So it's a little hot out here. Should we go inside?
Yes, please.
Let's do it. I'm running around getting shots of this place, and then I keep almost stepping off of this. Oh, God.
Yeah, so there's a big front porch, but the sides are very tiny.
Yeah.
For being a tiny floating tiki house, this place is surprisingly spacious and a bit luxurious. Man, I'm not doing so well.
It also is rocking, you know, because it's an actual boat, so.
Every now and then a boat goes by and we get the ripples from it.
Catches you a little off guard. We've only had 2 drinks, so it's not that, I don't think.
No. The first thing you notice are these vaulted ceilings that are covered in raw wood. And it has this beam that runs down the middle that is curved, so it definitely is very boat reminiscent. It almost feels like you're on a ship.
In order to be docked out here, it has to be registered as an actual boat. So this thing is registered the same as any other boat that you're going to see out here. And that is why if you look on the rear of it, you'll notice it actually has an engine. What's really funny is that if you are born after 1987, you have to have a boater's license to even stay out here. Luckily, or maybe unluckily, she was born in 1987. I was born in 1986.
Yeah, we're officially old as dirt. Is that the saying?
Yeah. Well, this is one of those times where being old comes in handy.
Yeah, we didn't have to take a pesky test to come out here. We could just come and stay, which I think is just hilarious because, I mean, if you try to steer this thing, there's a freaking house in your way.
Yeah, how does that work?
I have a feeling it was actually towed out here, and just for legality reasons, there's a motor.
I think so.
This This main area is mostly just a bedroom. There's no storage, there's no seating area. Actually, the only chairs here are out on the front porch. I think that's implying that all you're supposed to do here is be out in the water unless you're sleeping. There is in fact AC out here. There is a whole generator and battery system.
So you guys have seen the whole bedroom area, and behind that is this little kind of kitchenette area. It has a little bit of counter surface, which we have completely filled up already. It's got a tiny sink over in the corner, but it does the job. Little coffee maker over here, and they give you some coffees and teas to put in there. Yes, there is a fridge, and it is very, very tiny. About enough room for an 8-pack. Maybe 2.
So sadly, there is no cooking to be done out here. Everything has to be fresh or finger foods, I guess. You have to bring your own utensils, your own paper towels, your own cups, unless you just want to use these 2 mugs for the entire stay.
This little room over here is the utility closet. This is the only storage in the entire place. Thus, we have a bunch of stuff stored in here. But this is where the generator is. This is where the cooler is, so we have some stuff in there. And then they give you some snorkeling and some little paddles for the paddleboard. And there's some electronic stuff here. Apparently it has a water heater, and I think this is for the water tank. I believe it's a 30-gallon tank, so not very big at all.
Yeah, so sadly there is very limited water and power on this thing. In fact, they actually recommended leaving the generator off and only turning it on at night to use the AC. Otherwise, we will likely run out of fuel before tomorrow.
And it stays the same temperature during the day as it is in the night.
Yes,
here.
Which is the temperature of glistening. That's
Yeah.
what it is. But that's not a problem for us because we've got the power! We always travel with backup power supplies, so...
That's true. And this little guy has a huge power capacity, so this can charge everything.
And you guys know us. We've got a lot of electronics that need to be charged.
And then, of course, there's door number 2. Behind this is the bathroom. You guessed it. So the bathroom is pretty bare bones. It's just a simple little sink here. They've got a toilet that's kind of like a marine toilet, so you actually have to hit this pump to flush it. You'll notice there are little drains in the floor, and that is because they have an actual shower on this thing. But again, 30-gallon tank, so that will run out very quick.
There's another cool feature of the bathroom. There's no ceiling, so I can come and say hello and creep on you.
Yeah, so you can hear all the little important details of whatever business meeting is taking place in here.
Basically, you gotta be kind of close with whoever you come and stay out here with.
Yeah. Does this TV button do what I think it does?
Yes, sir, it should.
TV open. Oh! Well, that's pretty dang snazzy, huh?
It's a very dramatic reveal,
Yeah.
huh? Did I say it was luxury glamping or what?
Well, this is a pretty cool spot to watch some TV, huh?
And check it out.
DVDs! Oh, and you picked some good ones. The Goonies, Kill Bill, Kawaii Dream Scenic Relaxation Video.
You know, set the mood.
Well, the thing is, all we have to do is lower the TV, and we have scenes that are just like that.
That it is true.
We'll just close that for now. Well, not the most pleasant sound, but definitely a very cool feature.
No, but if you won't wake up in the morning, now I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, just press that button.
Yeah.
Y'all already know that we have very limited power on this little floating house. We actually turned the generator off because the fuel's already running low and we're a little nervous. We're not gonna have enough power to run the AC through the night. And both of our phones are almost dead, which is kind of freaky because if something were to happen out here, there is no way to contact anyone. But that's no big deal because we brought our favorite little power station. This little beast here is the Anchor Prime Power Bank, and we wanted to give them a huge thanks for partnering with us on this video. We've been using Anchor products for many years now, and that is because they are just so well made, and this is no exception. This little bad boy outputs 250 watts, and if you don't know anything about electricity, just trust me, that is a huge amount for such a little guy. That means it can charge my huge MacBook Pro while still charging my phone and my camera batteries and all the other things I need to keep charged up.
Dude, I don't know why you chose this spot to film this. I'm so scared you're gonna drop it in the water.
Well, I mean, it is an Anchor, after all. And like all of our Anchor products, we like to give them a little personality.
Thanks, Eric. I love keeping you all charged up.
It's seriously the best portable power bank we've ever used. It's perfect for travel because it's so lightweight, so tiny. It's actually about the size of a soda can. And we use it with this little USB-C cable that's also from Anchor. And this cable is as tough as they come. It's literally built to last 100 years. And check this out. When you need to recharge it, all you do is set it on top of the base and it charges back up. And you can connect to it via Bluetooth to manage the way that it charges and even locate it when you lose it. There you are, you little anchor. You had me worried sick. For people like us who travel a lot and are always on the road, this little Anchor Prime power bank is the perfect power source to travel with. You can grab this awesome little power bank for yourself. Just head to the link on screen or in the description below to get your own Anchor Prime power bank. Googly eyes, not included.
Well, sadly, we have a bit of an issue. The wind has stopped and we have gotten stuck right in the middle of like a seaweed patch. It is everywhere on every side. We were about to jump in and then we were like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's everywhere.
It's this long strip and it all just kind of stays together. I guess the way the current works, it's just stuck there. We thought it was flowing towards us, but I think we actually moved into it.
I think so, because earlier today we were much closer to that shipwrecked boat, and now we're here in the middle of this gunk. Well, I think that the debris is moving on. Can't really tell since the sun is setting, but we couldn't wait any longer. We were too dang hot. But can confirm, the water feels amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really not even very cold. This is my first glimpse underneath the tiny tiki house. Man, there's a lot going on.
There's a crab.
A crab? Where?
He's moving
Oh, there is a
around.
little crab. Cool. I think we'll wait till tomorrow and I want to show you guys a little bit more of the outside and show you how it's built, because there's some pretty cool stuff that they've done to this. And I want to go underneath and see what the heck's going on, see how this thing stays afloat.
I don't know if I want to know.
I'm also really curious, what do they do when a hurricane comes through?
I don't know. It says it has weathered many a storm and it's been fine, so...
That's crazy, so it just sits out here.
Yeah.
And all is well.
Oh no, I found all the junk, you guys. It's right next to the ladder. Ew. Ah. Oh, there's just so much. So I know in our last video we said taking a sunset cruise was the way to watch the sunset here in Key West, but this is the way to do it.
Oh yeah, not bad at all.
That. There's nothing in our way, nobody else ruining the mood, just us and that sweet, sweet sun setting, and a lot of seaweed.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, look at this pocket of seaweed here. I mean, come on, get the heck, look at that. Let there be TV.
Look at what I have created for dinner. The best looking charcuterie board in the entire land.
You did a good job, look at that. We got a bunch of meats over there, some cheeses, olives, carrots, peppers, hummus. Oh my God.
All of the things.
Olive?
All of the things. And we have our big screen TV up. We're watching The Goonies because it's the only movie they have that is in any way water related.
Yeah, we expected like Waterworld, Castaway.
But we've turned on all of our outside lights. This place looks pretty cool at night.
I think most importantly, no random boats are gonna run into us in the night.
Yeah, that makes me feel a lot safer. They cannot miss us.
Surprisingly calm though, huh? I just thought it was gonna be a rockin'.
I really thought so, but I am feeling A-okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna eat this, we're gonna watch The Goonies, and then we're gonna have sweet dreams of the high seas.
Yes.
And Goonie.
Wait to get out of here. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We're awake.
First night in our little tiki house was a success, I'd say. I slept like a sack of potatoes.
We actually almost had a disastrous night. The generator wouldn't turn on, and the host had to actually come all the way out here at 9 or 10 p.m. and restart it.
I was actually spending most of the night working on a video, and luckily we had the anchor to keep the laptop and everything else charged up, because if it wasn't for that, we'd have been dead in the water. I woke up and didn't know where the heck I was, and then I remembered I'm in the middle of the ocean.
It is freaky when you just look out the doors. It feels like you're the one moving, not the water moving around you.
Yeah, because the water's rushing past you, and it is pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on out here. Allison put together a little tiki house breakfast.
I did some avocado toast, but I forgot I was supposed to put meat on there and just had to set it on top.
Well, it looks great.
This is not too bad of a place to have coffee and breakfast, eh?
Yeah, it's nice because that way you can see the mainland and there's actually a bunch of stuff over there, but then if you turn this way, nothing. Except that weird abandoned ship.
Oh, yeah. We just have it all to ourselves. It's awesome.
Are you saying that everything the light touches is our kingdom?
Yeah.
There's a lot of water in our kingdom.
Well, yeah. What is this, Water World?
Yeah, where's Kevin Costner when you need him?
I know. I can't believe they don't have that on Blu-ray in there.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
Yes. Well, there is nothing quite like waking up, walking out on your porch, and diving into the ocean. Did I get a 10?
You nailed it.
Yay!
You might have a career in this.
There was a little school of fish, and I think I dove straight on top of them.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Should we do a little snorkeling and see what underwater creatures are lurking beneath the house?
Yeah, because I think there's going to be a lot under there from what I'm seeing right here.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
We're just chilling out here having some fun in the sun. This is the life, huh?
This is not too bad,
Yeah,
guys.
pretty cool. We were able to get under the water a little bit, and there was a whole group of fish that must live underneath the house. Some of them were actually kind of big, and they were very much not afraid of people at all. The little black float tank things that the dock is built on that actually hold it up are just covered with barnacles and all kinds of crazy seaweed life.
Some of the stuff down there I don't think I've ever seen before. It's pretty wacky and wild.
There's these big old spongy ones that have a little hole in the middle of them that are just really creepy looking. The water's pretty murky, but when you get down to the bottom, you see all the seaweed. It just goes on forever.
Now I guess we understand where all of that came from yesterday.
Yeah, and we got to investigate the anchor in the back. That's where that little circular buoy is. There's a huge chain that just goes into the ocean floor, and then I guess the anchor is strong enough to just hold this thing here no matter what the weather is. But we're setting up for another pretty awesome Key West sunset. I'm gonna be very sad to leave this place. This has just been a blast, man. Getting away from it all, we haven't had to deal with anyone. You guys, if you saw our last video, Key West is just overrun. There are so many people. I mean, it's no Bourbon Street, but it can get pretty intense. So this has been a nice little escape. We've really just been admiring how this thing is built because I guess I thought it was gonna be kind of rough around the edges and a little crappy, but it is actually really well done. She's a worthy vessel. It's framed out with these huge pieces of lumber that I presume are treated and meant to withstand all of these marine elements. I've been really puzzling over how they built the roof though, because you guys saw it goes in that kind of bow pattern. It's lower on one end and then higher on the other. They have these raw planks on the ceiling, but they're kind of bent and angled, and they slowly taper up in a perfect curve up to the tip. And none of the pieces are like popping out or anything like that. The outside, as you guys have probably noticed, is covered in these real, completely natural palm leaves. Just kidding. They're made of plastic. It took us like half a day to figure that out. We didn't even look that closely, but that's pretty smart, huh? Not gonna decay and decompose.
I honestly thought that they had just painted the real stuff.
Yeah, but the material on the wall is the same stuff that's on the roof, but on the inside, you're actually going to find the real version of whatever this is. So this is the front porch, and over here is the little waste outlet. So a guy actually comes up and sticks a hose in here and sucks this right out. There's also another secret compartment in the front doorway. This is where the fuel for the generator is stored.
Another beautiful Key West sunset,
It's
y'all.
happening.
Ooh. Okay, we're gonna take in one last beautiful, totally unobstructed view, and then I think we're gonna go inside, close all the doors, and get nice and cozy for the night. Just like that, our life of being seamen is over.
But seriously, we are really sad to leave our little floating tiki house. We've had a blast out here.
It's been a lot more fun than I thought, you guys. I was very skeptical. This place gets highly rated. I was like, it's a floating little house. How cool can it be? Pretty cool when you're out here and you're all alone. If you like seclusion or just getting away, this is the place for you. But you saw the way to get out here was via water shuttle, and that is the way to get back to the mainland. So we have arranged one in advance. You have to arrange one in advance, or you will be stuck out here, I guess, indefinitely.
But there is a plan B. You can just take the paddle boards back to shore.
I mean, there is a motor on the back of the house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe take
There you
yourself
go.
in? I don't know. But he should be here any minute now, and then we will be back to the mainland. with our little red BMW is over.
I'm gonna miss it.
I know, we're just in a boring Toyota now. But we obviously had quite a blast out in our little tiki house. One of the most unique places, maybe the most unique place we've ever stayed.
Yeah, I mean, waking up and just having the entire ocean in front of you and beneath you is
Yes.
pretty insane.
If you don't love the ocean though, don't stay
Do not
there
go there.
because you gotta be one with the water out there. So we just stayed on one of the tiniest little boats out there on the water, but I think we can do much better, much bigger, much bigger.
Little foreshadowing. That's coming up in our next video, but for now, we got stuff to do.
Okay, goodbye adventurers.
We'll see you on the road, or maybe the high seas once more. Huh?
Ooh, more foreshadowing!
Well,
It
we'll see
never
you later,
ends.
basically.